Hello guys and welcome back to another modeling tutorial where we are going to model this gun inside Blender, and you can also download this model for free. I have given the link below in the description, so check it out. In this video I am not going to explain every single step in details. It will be a very lengthy process, so if you don't understand any part, please let me know in the comments. And if there is any complicated steps, I will explain it in the video itself. And now let's start the tutorial. So first let me bring up the reference image, and we are going to start the model from here. So let's take a cube first, and I will just scale it and try to get that shape. I will take a edge loop here and add a bevel to it, and then go into face mode, delete those faces here, and then select these edges and press F to fill the hole. Now I will take a cylinder and rotate it on the x-axis to 90 degree. And then I will select these faces here, and then I will extrude it on the Z axis, and I will scale it on the Z axis to 0 to make it straight. I will go on to edge mode here and then select these edges, and I will delete these edges here. Now I will duplicate this mesh and scale it on the Z axis to -1 and bring it down. And I will then combine these meshes using Ctrl J. First delete these vertices here. Select these edges here and bridge them. Now you can see there is a difference in color. So just go on to edit mode and select the whole mesh and press Shift N to recalculate the normals outside. I will just snap these edges here. First I will bevel these parts. So go on to face mode, select these faces and press 2 to go into edge mode and then bevel it. And then select these edges here, and I will apply another bevel here. Actually I don't need inside edges, so I will go back here and then deselect those edges here and apply the bevel. I'll just select these vertices and bring it close to each other, so there isn't much gap in between. Now I'll select this mesh here, and I will first delete these two edges and then select these faces here and press 2 to go into edge mode and add a bevel to it. First apply the scale here and then bevel it, and I will apply a bevel to these edges as well. Now to get rid of this effect here, I will use a weighted normal modifier, so it will fix that effect there. And now I will take the knife tool and make a cut in between here, and then select that edge and add a bevel to it to make it two segment. Now select these two edges and add another bevel to it, and I will take one more edge loop here to make that cut. Now I will select these faces here, and I will just extrude it inside. I will just extrude it and scale it a bit, so it will give me a better result. Now let's model this part here. So I will take a cube and start making the shape of that part. I will take two edge loops here and adjust the shape there. Now I'll select this face and extrude it. I will just snap these vertices here. And now apply the scale and then go on to edge mode and select these edges here and apply a bevel to it. I'm just scaling it on the y-axis a bit. Now select these two bottom edges and add another bevel to it. I will add another weighted normal modifier here to get rid of any unusual effect. Now I will take edge loops here and then select this edge loop and add a bevel to it, and then select these faces here and I will extrude it along the normals. Now I will select these edges and add a bevel to it. and apply the auto shade smooth. Now I will take another edge loop here and add a bevel to it, and then go into face mode and extrude that face inside. Now I'll select this faces here and then go into edge mode by pressing 2 and then deselect these edges that we don't need to bevel, and I will add a bevel here. And I will select the top edges and add a bevel to it as well. Now I will take 2 more edge loops here and then I will scale it on the Y axis. And 1 more edge loop here. And then I will select these faces here and extrude it inside, and I will add a bevel to these edges and this corner edges as well. I will add bevel to these edges as well. And then I will bevel this corner edges as well. Now I will add the weighted normal modifier here to get rid of any unusual effect, and I will bevel these edges as well. These edges are looking very sharp, so let's add a bevel to it as well. Now I will take another cube here and I will just place it here and model that part on the reference. I will just select these vertices and scale it a bit on the Y axis. I have extruded the edge here, so let's delete it first and then go into face mode and extrude the face here. Now I will add two more edge loops here. And I will select these two edges and bring it a bit down, and then select these two edges and bring it a bit forward. Now apply the scale and then go into edge mode, and I will select the edges that I need to bevel. Now I will bevel these edges here. And then select these vertices and join them using J. Now I'll go into edge mode and select this edge and add a bevel to it. Now I'll select these edges and rotate it a bit. Now coming back to this part, I will go into edit mode and select all the edges here and add a bevel to it. Now I will add a edge loop here and then bevel it, and then select these two edges and add another bevel to it, and then go into face mode and extrude it inside. And now select these faces and go into edge mode by pressing 2 and then add a bevel to it. And I will select these edges and add another bevel to it as well. Just beveling the edges that I need to bevel. Now I will just mirror it on the other side. Now I will take a edge loop here and add a bevel to it and extrude the faces inside. Now I'll select this face and extrude it down and move it a bit here, and then take a edge loop here and then select this face and extrude it on the x-axis, and then scale it on the x-axis to 0 to make it straight. And now select this face and extrude it up and snap it here, and then again extrude this face up. Now select these two faces and bridge them. I'm just moving the vertices here a bit. I'm just moving the vertices here a bit to get a good shape. Now I will apply the scale first and then select these edges and add a bevel to it. Now I'll select this face here and extrude it and add a edge loop here, and then again extrude this face. Now I'll bevel these edges here. I'm not going to model it as it is in the reference. I will just select this edges here and add a bevel to it. I'm trying to keep it simple. Now I'll just slide these vertices a bit using Shift V. Now I will take a edge loop here and then select these vertices and just join them using J, just to make the topology a bit good on that area. So you can see there is this effect again, so we can just apply the weighted normal modifier and get rid of that effect. But before doing that, we have to model this area as well. So I will take edge loop here and extrude the face. I have to take the edge loop on the other side. And then I will connect these vertices using J, and now I will extrude this face. Now let's make the cover here. First I will make this part. So I will take a cube and then start matching it with the reference. You can see it has extruded down from there. So I will just bring these vertices a bit back. So now let's model that extrusion part. And now coming on to this mesh again, I will take the knife tool here and make a cut here. And then select these faces and extrude it along the Z axis. Now select these vertices and move it outside a bit. Now coming back to this part, I forgot to apply a bevel in here. So just select this edges here and add a bevel to it. Now let's make the covers here. So I will take a cube and start making the cover part. Now I select this faces and just delete it and apply the scale first and apply a solidify modifier here. Make sure you turn on the even thickness option and then increase the thickness a bit, and then select this edges and add a bevel to it. Now I'll make this part, so I'll just take some edge loops here. And then select these edges and add a bevel to it, and I will take one more edge loop here. Make sure you take the edge loop on both sides, and I will snap it here by holding control. Now I will go on to face mode and select these faces here and extrude it inside. And I will select these faces and scale it on the y-axis to 0 to make sure they are straight. Now going on to edge mode, I will select these corner edges and add a bevel to it. So here, before inserting the face, I will just deselect the inside part and I will just insert it on the outside face. So I can move these vertices up without any problem. Now I'll take a edge loop here and then go into vertex mode and connect these vertices, and then select all the corner edges and apply a bevel to it. So now after applying bevel, you can see there is a weird effect. So to fix it, I will take the knife tool and make a cut here. I will delete this vertex. First I will apply the mirror modifier here, and then I will apply the weighted normal modifier, and then select these edges here and apply a bevel to it. So now that effect is gone. Now we have to mirror this on the other side. So first I will remove the weighted normal modifier, and then I will apply the mirror, and then I will apply the weighted normal modifier again, and make sure you turn on the keep sharp option. Now I will select this corner edges and apply a bevel to it. And select these edges here and remove the sharp from them. Now I'll select this border edges and apply a bevel to it. So this part is looking weird. I'll select these two vertices and join them, and then I'll select this edge and make it sharp, and I will do the same on this side as well. So now let's make the down part of the cover. And repeat the same procedure as we did to make the top part of the cover. Make sure the thickness of these two are equal. Now I will take some edge loops here. Now select these faces and extrude it along the normals. Just select these faces and scale it on the y-axis to 0 to make it straight. And I'll just scale it on the y-axis a bit, and then scale it on the x-axis and bring it down a bit. Apply the scale here and then select these edges and apply a bevel to it. I will select these cornered edges and apply another bevel to it as well. Now let's make the front part. I will just take a cube and try to match it with the reference. Now select these front faces and make an insert first and then extrude it inside. Now select these edges here and apply a bevel to it. Do the same on the bottom edges as well. Take another cube and make that bottom part. Now take an edge loop here and add a bevel to it and then go into face mode and extrude it inside. Now select this face and go into edge mode and then bevel it. I will just go back and make a simple bevel here with one segment only. Then select these two edges and apply a bevel to it. Now coming back to this part, I will select these edges and apply a bevel to it. Now let's make this part here. So I'll just go on to face mode and select these faces here. Make sure to deselect the inside faces. Then duplicate these faces and separate it using P. Now select these vertices here and scale it on the x-axis to 0. And delete these extra vertices here. I will delete this edge here as well. Now I apply the solidify modifier here. And make sure you apply the scale as well. Now I will select this corner edges and apply a bevel to it as well. And I will also bevel this corner edges as well. Then select the border edges and add a bevel to it. Now select this edges and add another bevel to it, and then apply the weighted normal modifiers here. Now coming back to this part again, insert edge loop here and bevel it. Now insert two more edge loops in this direction as well. And now select this face and extrude it inside. Then select the edges here and apply a bevel to it. Select the corner edges and apply another bevel to it. So this part is done. Now let's make this part here. Now select this face, push it a little backward and then extrude it again. And then select this top face and extrude it upwards. Scale it on the y-axis a bit. And select the bottom faces and extrude it down. Then select this face and extrude it on the x-axis. Then select this faces here and delete it. Now merge these vertices. Now go on to edge mode and first apply the scale here and then apply a bevel here. Just scale these vertices on the x-axis to 0 to make it straight. Now I will take the knife tool here and make a cut here. Now select this edge here and apply a bevel to it, and then go on to face mode and extrude it inside. Now for this part here, I will just duplicate this mesh and bring it here and just move these vertices back. I will just set the origin to the geometry here. Now I will again take the knife tool and make a cut in between here and then bevel this edge here. And then select this edges here and apply a bevel to it. And then go on to face mode and extrude it inside. Now I'll delete this mesh here and then duplicate this mesh and bring it here, and then select these vertices and move it forward a bit. Now let's make this part. We have forgot to make a cut here, so let's go back on this part, and I will take the knife tool here and make a cut here first, and then select the edge here and then apply a bevel to it. Now select these faces here and just delete it, and then select these edges here and press F to bridge them. Now let's make the cable here. So let's take a cylinder, scale it down and place it here. Now select the faces and extrude it. Now again extrude it from here and move it upwards. Just rotate these vertices a bit. Now select these edges and apply a bevel to it. Before beveling, move it outside first, place it here. And then go on to vertex mode again and select these vertices and move it inside a bit. Now go on to edge mode and select these edges here. And now apply a bevel to it. And now I'll take edge loop here and scale it on the x-axis to 0 to make it straight. Now go on to edge mode and apply a bevel to it, and then go on to face mode and duplicate that faces and make it separate. Now go on to top view and select these faces and delete it, and then select these edges and extrude it inside. Now apply the solidify modifier here. Now select these edges and apply a bevel to it. And then duplicate this mesh and move it here. Now coming back to this part, I will add one more edge loop here and then bevel it, and then go to face mode and then duplicate the faces, and then go on to top view and delete these faces here. Now apply the solidify modifier here. And bevel these edges. And make a duplicate of it and move it here. Now I'm just applying the mirror modifier here. Now let's make this part here. Now I'll take a edge loop here and select this vertex and move it outside a bit. Now I will take two more edge loops here. And then select the faces here and apply an insert. Make sure you apply the scale first and then apply an insert and then bridge the faces. I'll just select these vertices and scale it on the y-axis a bit. Now go on to edge mode and select these corner edges and apply a bevel to it. Now select these bottom vertices and bring it up a bit and go on to side view and adjust the position a bit. Now select these corner edges again and apply a bevel to it. And now apply the weighted normal modifier here. Select this edge and apply a bevel to it as well. I'll just go into edit mode and bring these vertices a bit forward. I'll delete these edges here and then select the edge here and then apply a bevel to it. I will just move these vertices a bit on the y-axis to make it a bit thicker. Now select these edges here and apply a bevel to it. Now let's make this part here. Before that we have left out a part here. I will take one edge loop here and then bevel it and move it a bit up. Now I'll select all the three edges here and apply a bevel to it. And I will take two more edge loops in this axis as well. And then select these faces and extrude it inside. And then select the corner edges here and I will apply a bevel to it. And then apply the weighted normal modifier here. So after applying the weighted normal modifier, if this effect is still not gone, come down to this normal part and then clear the custom split normal data. It will clear all the weighted normal that we have applied before. So now if we apply the weighted normal modifier, it will work. So now let's make this small part here. Duplicate this mesh and move it here. And I will duplicate this one and bring it here as well. And scale it down and adjust its position a bit. Now select both the meshes and use Ctrl J to join them and mirror it on the other side. So far our model is looking good, but there is only one problem: the thickness isn't right. So for that, hide the meshes that I'm hiding using H. Now go on to top view and select the whole model here and right click on it and set the origin to 3D cursor here and then scale it on the Y axis a bit. So now the thickness is looking good. So now we will bring back all the part that we have hidden and we just need to move this part outside a bit. So we have forgot to hide this part. Now go on to edit mode and delete one of the mesh here, and then bring the origin to the geometry here first, and then scale it on the y axis a bit to make it circular. And then again apply the mirror modifier. So now let's model this part here. We need a edge loop here. So take the knife tool here and make a cut here. And just move these vertices to make that shape. I will make one more cut here using the knife tool. Then select these vertices and scale it on the z axis to 0 to make it straight. Now select the faces and extrude it inside. Now select the border edges here and apply a bevel to it. Now select all the corner edges and apply a bevel to it as well. Now I will just apply the mirror modifier to mirror it on the other side. Now coming back to this part, I just need to bevel the border edges here. So let's do it first. Now for the buttons here, I will take a sphere and rotate it on the y axis to 90 degree first, and then move it here. Delete half of the sphere and then scale it on the y axis a bit. Now duplicate this one and bring it down. Now for the slider here, I'll take a cube first and make the base shape there. Now select the face here and apply an insert to it and then extrude it inside. Now I'll select this vertices and scale it on the x-axis to bring it closer. And select this corner of edges and apply a bevel to it. Now I'll take one more cube here and place it like this. And I will take two edge loops here and scale it on the x-axis. You can turn on the wireframe if you need. Now I'll select this face here and extrude it inside. And then I will just bevel the border edges here. So our slider is done here. I will model the switches later. First, let's model the scope. We'll take two edge loops here and one more edge loop here. And then delete this face, select the edge here and then extrude it down and use control to snap it here, and then select this edges here and then press F to fill the hole. Now go on to edge mode and then select the edges that we need to bevel. Now take another cube and place it here. And now take a cylinder and rotate it on the y-axis to 90 degree and place it like this. Scale it a bit on the z-axis as well. Now select these faces and apply an insert to it and then bridge the faces there. And go on to edge mode and select these edges and apply a bevel to it as well. Now mirror this cube on the other side. Now let's model the lenses here. So I'll take a sphere and rotate it on the x-axis to 90 degree. And then select the faces here and separate it. And now select this part and scale it on the x-axis. And move this part here and again scale it on the x-axis as well. So our lenses is done as well. Now select these faces here and apply an insert here and then extrude it inside. Now go on to edge mode and apply a bevel to it. Now coming on to top view, I will take edge loop here and bevel it first, and then go on to face mode and delete the faces there, and then select these vertices and scale it on the y axis, and then you can select these edges and press F to fill the hole. Now I'll duplicate this mesh and scale it and place it here to make that small part. So our scope is completed. Now let's model the switches here. Just take a cube and scale it like this. Add a edge loop here and then select the bottom edge and move it outside. And I will just duplicate this one and move it here and scale it on the Z axis to -1. Make sure you apply the scale. Press shift in to recalculate the normals outside. Now go on to edge mode and select the edges that we need to bevel. Now I'll just delete this switch and just duplicate this switch and move it here and then scale it on the Z axis to -1 and then apply the scale here and then again recalculate the normals using shift in and then apply the weighted normal modifier here. So we are only left with this small part here. So I will take a edge loop here and then bevel it and go into face mode and then duplicate the face and separate it first and apply the solidify modifier here. Go on to top view and select these faces and delete it. And then select these edges and extrude it inside. Apply the solidify modifier here and select the border edges and apply a bevel to it. So our model is complete here, and that's the end of the tutorial. So if this video is helpful to you, please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this. And I will be uploading the texturing tutorial of this model as well. So make sure you watch that one as well. So that's it for now. Thank you and have a nice day.